Hello everyone, Lily here. It's been a day since Ruan Mei was released, and I'm certain those who have already pulled her are well aware of her capabilities. In essence, she's an exceptional support with an extraordinary level of versatility. Ruan Mei excels in enhancing her teammates' performance through various types of buffs. Her skill provides a party-wide buff, increasing all allies' damage by 32% at level 10 and their break efficiency by 50% for 3 turns. The duration is reduced at the beginning of Ruan Mei's turn. Similarly, her ultimate is also a party-wide buff. Ruan Mei deploys a field that lasts for 2 turns, and like her skill, the duration is reduced at the beginning of her turn. While the field is active, everyone's all-type resistance penetration increases by 25% at level 10. Additionally, hitting the enemy leaves a mark called Thanatoplum Rebloom, extending the duration of the weakness break based on Ruan Mei's break effect status. The higher her break effect, the longer the enemy's action will be delayed. In case you forgot, this is how delay is calculated. Upon activation, Thanatoplum Rebloom deals break damage equal to 50% of Ruan Mei's ice break damage at level 10. Moving to her talent. At level 10, she increases her allies' speed by 10%, and when they break the enemy's weakness, she deals additional damage equal to 120% of her ice break damage. In summary, Ruan Mei is a support who also actively contributes to offense. If we sum up her total damage output from Thanatoplum Rebloom and her talent, it equals 170% of her ice break damage, surpassing Win's initial damage. This damage output can be boosted even further by stacking more break effect stats, the same investment needed to improve her delay effect. Essentially, Ruan Mei wants break effect over any other stats. And how much break effect does she ideally need? The answer to this question lies in her traces. Ruan Mei's traces are purely supportive. The first trace increases everyone's break effect by 20%. The second one is a self-battery at the start of her turn like Ting Yun's. And the last one is an extra damage buff on her skill for every 10% of her break effect exceeding 120%. I want to highlight the last trace. It says the extra damage buff is 6% for every 10% break effect exceeding 120%, capped at 36%. This means if players want to max it out, they will need Ruan Mei to have 180% break effect. This number is not impossible to achieve for a pure break build. In fact, before transitioning to hybrid build, this was my average break effect value on my characters. Let me show you how you do it. As a support, the primary consideration is likely the use of an energy recharge rope to enhance ultimate uptime. After all, her ultimate has a duration of only 2 turns, shorter than her skill, which lasts for 3 turns. In a scenario where Ruan Mei never gets hit, with energy recharge rope, she would require 4 turns to max her meter, assuming her rotation is skill basic. If we factor in potential hits taken during battle, achieving a 3-turn or even a 2-turn ultimate becomes possible. Thus, in my opinion, an energy recharge rope is essential for Ruan Mei. However, the challenge lies in the fact that the rope is the only piece that has break effect as its main stat. If we prioritize energy recharge over break effect, how do we attain 180% break effect? It's crucial to remember that her first trace boosts everyone's break effect by 20%, and the mini traces provide a total of 37.3% break effect for Ruan Mei. This implies that she only needs 123% break effect from relics, a number that hybrid break players are familiar with. Although needing a lot of break effect substats, it is achievable without resorting to a break effect rope. The easiest route is by using Thief Set combined with Talia Set. 4-piece Thief Set grants a total of 32% break effect, while Talia Set gives an extra 16%, and if the character's speed is at least 145, another extra 20% break effect is given. These 2 sets alone contribute a substantial 68% break effect, requiring players to secure only 55% break effect from substats, or the equivalent of 10 average substat rolls. This is not a whale-level investment, I'm sure you know that already. This might be the quickest way to reach 123% break effect, but this build is not the best. Another approach that could be more expensive depending on gacha luck is better than the first one. This build involves utilizing light cones that offer break effect stats, such as Ruan Mei's signature or memory of the past. By using these light cones, players can replace Talia's set with more supportive ornaments like Von Whack, Penacony, Ageless, or Broken Keel. If your gacha sucks like me, however, Meshing Cogs is your best option for light cone, and it's advisable to stick with the Thief set and Talia combination. The main stats of each relic piece are as follows. Given that Ruan Mei doesn't need specific stats other than break effect and speed, players can safely build her as a tank. A tanky support build is my preferred approach. It automatically improves their survival rate without relying on sustained characters. So go for defensive main stats for chest and sphere, then speed for boots to activate Talia set's extra effect. Substat priority is break effect and speed. Now let's delve into Ruan Mei's gameplay. Ruan Mei is best when incorporated into traditional crit teams. Some people claim she is on par, or even better than Bronya, the current best buffer in the game. The party-wide buffs allows players to be flexible in choosing the number of DPS characters for a battle, whether it's a solo DPS, dual DPS, or even a triple DPS setup. But I'm not going to talk about this type of team. My channel is dedicated to break playstyle, so my focus in this video remains on break teams. Ruan Mei's significant contribution to break teams lies in the break efficiency increase provided by her skill. I demonstrated this effect in video yesterday. In a battle against a swarm with 540 toughness, this team breaks its shield in just one cycle, an incredibly rapid feat. Break speed is one of the major concerns for break teams against recent enemies. Hoyoverse has been steadily increasing the enemy's toughness, and it's affecting the effectiveness of break playstyle. With Ruan Mei, break teams become 1.5 times faster at depleting the enemy's toughness. This translates to quicker breaks, more damage per turn, and, crucially, better control over the battle flow. Toughness breaking isn't solely about dealing break damage. An enemy in the weakness break state becomes immobile for a certain duration. It's a common trick to disrupt the enemy's consecutive attack by hitting them with CC, including break. This means Ruan Mei can actually sustain to some degree. Keeping the enemy immobile is the same as protecting the team. In this regard, in my opinion, she's best when paired with characters that can freeze. If the enemy is frozen when they attempt to recover from the weakness break state, Thanatoplum Rebloom won't be immediately triggered. Instead, due to the nature of freeze that skips one turn, Thanatoplum Rebloom will stay for 2 turns. This is a very unique interaction to sustain, yet effective. Regarding offense, I don't believe there's a specific team that capitalizes Ruan Mei's ability compared to the other teams. Break playstyle is all about adaptation. The team we use depends on the enemy we face. There is not a single team that can counter all kinds of battles. Crit team maybe, since they rely on brute force, but break team is different. Su Shang might leverage Ruan Mei's buff due to her extra action ability, but if the enemy isn't weak to physical damage, we wouldn't bring Su Shang. So labeling Su Shang as a better partner for Ruan Mei doesn't align with my perspective. In my opinion, putting Ruan Mei in the support slot will enhance any break team's performance equally. For the concluding segment of this video, I'll talk about Ruan Mei's Eidolons. There is a question that often arises among rich players whenever a new banner is released. Should you get Eidolon 1 or Signature Light Cone? Ruan Mei's Signature Light Cone is a very good light cone, not only for Ruan Mei, but also for other Harmony characters. The benefit of having a good light cone is that you can pass it over to other characters whenever you want. This flexibility becomes particularly valuable if, in the future, you find yourself seeking a change from the repetitive use of Ruan Mei and wish to experiment with a different setup. You can just let other Harmony uses it. However, if we narrow our focus to pure damage enhancement, Eidolon 1 takes the lead. Def Shred is the best damage multiplier in this game since it doesn't suffer from diminishing return and impacting both normal and break damage. Ruan Mei's Light Cone, on the other hand, merely provides a damage buff that doesn't contribute to increased break damage. Hence, especially for those employing a break team strategy, opting for her Eidolon 1 over the Light Cone would give you more benefit. So this is my review of Ruan Mei. She is a great support and officially the new best support for break team, surpassing Kafka.